Today we're going to cook tofu, and with us we have 3.5 package of tofu. We're going to drain it out, drain the water, and put it here, and we start using it to make many dishes. Okay, the first one going to be the cold tofu. Let's open this package of tofu. And then we're going to try another type of tofu called tempeh. This tempeh is like fermented soybean and rice put together. So we have this type of tofu, which is made out of fermented tofu. So what we do is we're going to rinse it out quickly and use this towel to absorb some water. The first dish we're going to make is cold tofu itself. You have this pat of tofu. All you do is cut them like that, thin, and then break it all down like that. And then you add a little bit of apple, put on top of the tofu. Very easy to make these, the cold tofu. You need to have lemon, sliced lemon on top to keep it from browning as well. Now you add soy sauce. Just sprinkle them with all around to make it salty. Then you put organic sprout. If you have the furikake shake at home, you can add them in, otherwise they good like this. And if you have this, just shake them on top.
Oh, what is that?
Furikake, it's a seaweed shake. So your cold dish is done. Now we're going to do another tofu dish, easy to make. We're going to fry it, dip with flour and fry it. You can use sales rising flour or bread flour or whatever flour you have. I mix them both so you know you can use any of this flour. With this, you're going to add some ginger into it, some turmeric, like the half teaspoon, and some garlic. If you have some baking powder handy, you can put a little bit in, otherwise it can just go like that by itself. Tiny little bit of it. We got the pan ready as well. Blend together. Coconut oil around it, like a 1 spoon like that, 1 cup like that. To cover the pan, probably about 3 tablespoons. Cut some tempeh and fry in there as well. So all you do is put in like that, and it's ready to fry. We're going to fry these. Turn it down a little, too hot for it. The pan is hot. Should be light medium heat. Low to medium heat. This is a tempeh one. Fry. Okay, so it has These is seed on it already. So now we're going to season it. Some hummus that you have already, that you bought from the store. Then you're going to sprinkle it with ketchup. Then some non-fat yogurts on top of the hummus. Then you put a little bit of soy. With some green, top some green on top. Next, we're going to make scrambled egg tofu or stir-fry tofu, whatever you like, but we're going to do scrambled egg tofu or stir-fry tofu. Which one? Scrambled egg or stir-fry? Okay, we're going to make scrambled egg tofu. We beat 3 eggs. Season it a little with ginger and garlic. Half teaspoon. A little bit of salt to salty the egg first. Beat it together. Stir them together, the spicy. For scrambled egg, you definitely need some milk. So add just like a 2 tablespoons. A little bit of mayonnaise. 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. Whip it together and then we put the tofu in and we do scrambled egg tofu, okay? Now we can add, to salt it up, we're going to make 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of this.
What is this?
Of soy sauce. We're going to add tofu. Chops a little so it's small enough. Or just squeeze them in. Break with your hand to make it smaller pieces. We just put it in. Turn the heat back to, it was low, turn the heat back to medium so it can cook. You can add some of the green inside to give it color. Any green you like, spinach, sprout, whatever you have in your refrigerator, just give it some color. Your scrambled egg is ready. You don't want to overcook it, so your scrambled egg is now ready. You can taste it to see if you should season it or not. Wow, so good. So your scrambled egg is now ready. Scrambled egg tofu. Wow, the best. So we didn't add any oil into just whatever left over from the dish before, right? So you can just use the same. Top it with cream cheese. Okay. Serve it with rice or bread. We're going to do some stir-fry tofu next. So put in about scoop like that, probably 2 to 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. Put a little bit of garlic and turmeric there to give the tofu a color. Low to medium heat, stir these to warm up the spices. Then get some of the tofu. Regular tofu and tempeh tofu, they all can work together. So just put some oil or some flour on them, just roll them in some flour that you have already, put them in here. Roll the tofu in flour. Chop some spam. You can have meat or tofu in here too. In the tofu, but I'm just having ready to have some spam. at in the refrigerator, so I'm going to use it. Put these chopped spam into here to warm up as well, and cook the spam. These are tofus are cooked, and cook a little spam another 2 minutes, and this dish is ready to go. They call it stir fry tofu spam. We put some green in here. Okay, so now turn that off. Your food is ready. You can dish it out. Look here. Stir fry tofu. Okay, so now you have your stir fry. You can put furikake on it or ketchup. So I picked ketchup. On top, so this is your dish. Stir fry tofu with spam. We're going to make meatball tofu next. So whatever tofu you have here, the tempeh or whatever, you just squeeze it in there. So we're going to make meatball tofu, okay? This is a vegetable tofu meatball. All you do is put in, spread it out the tofu, and then season it with flour. Eight of these teaspoons mean 4 tablespoons for that. And then you are going to add a little bit of soy sauce to give it some texture. Tablespoon or 2 teaspoons of yogurt and some hummus, bean. And we're going to mix it together with an egg, okay? Maybe 2. And then we'll mix it all together. And we're going to make meatball. Gonna be so yummy. You can also make patty out of it as well. Besides meatball, you can make a shape of a patties. You can put on the sandwiches easier. We can do both, okay? So just mix it together. It will combine really good. Just combine it well, blend it with your spoon. Now we make a big patty out of that so you can cut into a meatball. So it's going to, because it's easier now, we are a little bit tired. So instead of rolling a meatball, we do a big patty with that. So we're going to do a little bit of meat, maybe 1 or 2 meatball shape. The rest we do a patty like so. It takes less time to do all these. The rest we just put the flour on top and make it patty. Okay, that's it. Medium heat. So now we check on to see how good that is. First is the meatball. Seem like it's dry. You can roll that there. And then for these, we have to make sure they are cooked before we cut into a patty, okay? So we add oil just to cover the pan. 1 or 2 tablespoons. So for these, just go ahead and bring the oil, put it all around it. We have enough oil, so just bring it so it cooks underneath it good. And spread the patty some more so it's thinner, easier to cook. So the meatballs seem to be ready. Yep, they look so good. Go and take the meatball out. Let's use a spatula to flip it over. These are irregular shape, but they will eat as well, okay? You don't have to make it like a perfect patty. So we have tofu patty and meatball to make yourself a hamburger or whatever you like. Tofu meatball. We already cooked so many tofu dishes. Now I'm tired. I'm not going to make the natural mixed flour with baking powder and egg. I'm going to just make pancake from the pancake mix because I'm tired now. Half cup of this in here. This is half cup of flour to make just enough for one crepe, okay? Maybe a little bit more to fill up that crepe there. 1/2 cup and a little bit more flour in here. And then we put in 1 egg. First I mix the egg with the flour. Then I mix gradually, little bit at a time to see the consistency to make it look like a crepe. So it has to be saucy, not hard. So this is the pancake, but we need to make it more like a crepe. So you need to add the consistency. You have to keep adding it until it like running flour. So running that you can pour it and run around like that. When you stir it, it should be running a tablespoon of oil or 2, just how much you want to do your crepe, and a little bit of oil in here, just a half teaspoon in here. You can just put it in a little. It cooking, see, it little sizzling, so it cooking, it warming up, so just pour the whole crepe in, whatever you just mix. Got to spread it quickly so it cover the whole pan, otherwise it's not going to make the whole pan, okay? So you need to spread it quickly using shaking method. Whatever flour you have, just spread them, bring them over to the corner, the side, and put just a little bit of lid on top. So
But no tofu.
at the meantime, you cut some tofu. So we're going to have some thin piece of tofu inside. It is cooked, right? So now you just spread this on top. 6 pieces of tofu. It's thin, thick, it doesn't matter. Just put them there. Put a little bit of soy sauce in here at low heat on a tofu. Flip the crepe over. There, your tofu crepe. Put on the plates. Tofu 6-way. Some mayonnaise on top. These tofu dishes are easy to make. You can serve them on bread or on rice with rice and anything you like, because this is on pasta as well. So hope you enjoy our cooking segment today. Tofu many ways. From Great Taste of Las Vegas, hope you're happy and healthy.